communication before you tonight is whether to extend the deadline to the 18th. It's I think beyond a discussion point that if you don't extend the deadline, we are going to be back here next week, and it's not going to get done. I mean, at the earliest he can start now is Monday. I mean, we heard testimony tonight that he has to finish his training. He has to get through these 4 days of training. I mean, the scenario that's been laid on us in the last 24 hours is he is not able to hire an outside contractor to do this. He doesn't have the money. That is not a surprise to anybody in the room. The positive development is that he has, as per our request in the correspondence we've given him in the last 30 days, he has to get the proper training relative to this asbestos problem. There seems to be earnest and legitimate effort on his part to get trained, to get this job taken care of. Now, in the face of that evidence, it's difficult for us to deny him the permit. It would be my recommendation is that it's difficult for you guys to deny him a chance to succeed or fail. I mean, but if you deny the communication tonight, you know, he's going to fail. And I don't know what good that does us. It takes the last opportunity for us to see if he can fulfill the commitments he's made before you and to this community. Now, we are going to spend tomorrow and Friday before he puts a shovel to anything to make sure that he, as the chief executive has pointed out, submits the detailed demolition plan that Mr. Nasham asked for in his original correspondence in early September. Now, he hasn't done that. That is one thing that has not been completed in the 9 things that we asked him to do in our correspondence. That was the last time you said it. You know, we have to investigate these 4 gentlemen who are allegedly going to be his guys on this job, who are attesting to, at least in the correspondence that was put on our table, you know, earlier today, that they got the wherewithal to get this done, and that they're going to be questioned by us on whether they have the bonding and the insurance that is going to back up what they do in case there is a problem in the execution of whatever plan that he submits before the end of the week. Not only the buildings to the north, but particularly the private landowner to the east has as much of a concern as the property owners across Tiger Street. So, you know, it's an iterative process. He at least has come to the realization that he can't afford to farm this out. He's going to have to do it by himself, and what appears to be small contractors that he may or may not have relationships with that are none of our business, that are going to help him out to try to get out of this jam. That's what I see is happening here. I am encouraged, again, not to repeat myself, I'm encouraged that he has asked these gentlemen who are going to help him to get properly trained to make sure this gets done right. You know, we got to give him a chance to succeed. I would say in response to the motion on the table that if we don't give him to the 18th, then it is a failed situation. Now, I think that based on legal counsel and based on the deliberations that you have had, we cannot put the county in a position of eliminating the possibility for him to succeed. And this is another painful step in that process because, you know, the guy's struggling to deal with this happenstance that is rained upon him. And so are we all. I mean, this is a bad situation for all of us. We are trying our best to hold his feet to the fire. I can only assure you that. And we will continue that for the next 2 working days, and with any luck, he'll be on the ground, ready to finish up, or start on Monday the 6th, and complete it in the 12-day period, or at least get most of the debris out of Iron Street, get the situation set up where after the 18th, the street closure doesn't have to be in place anymore. We can return to as near normal as possible if he has to suspend any additional activities after that. Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I got a slew of questions here. I'm going to try and keep going. We got Commissioner Sorge, followed by Commissioner Ralph, followed by Commissioner Fisher, followed by Commissioner Watt.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I want to give Mr. Lynch the benefit of the doubt. Some of those names were on that list. I think they're probably experienced excavators. They've been around the block more than once. So I'm not sure I have a problem with that. What I do want to make sure, though, I think we have a responsibility. I am both, like Mr. Palmer's motion, but we also have a responsibility for public safety to make sure that when they're hauling asbestos through the middle of town, that it has to be expressed that, that they follow every rule and regulation. That's my license.
The DEQ will make sure of that. Next up is Commissioner Ralph.
Thank you. I would agree with Mr. Sessa that we do have to extend this or he automatically fails, but is there a possibility of requiring additional bonding from him if he's doing it himself for a higher amount to ensure that he does do it according to the EPA's guidelines and that he does get it done in a timely manner?
We can certainly look into that.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. The communication is asking, the deadline was today. So I guess if we don't allow the extension, we open the road tomorrow. What else? I guess technically, we're between the river and the rock here. We have no choice. We really have no vote here. We've either got to keep that road closed for safety reasons or open it.
I guess
because today was the deadline, and if he wants to extend until the 18th, I don't think we have any choice but to give him that extension because today was the deadline for the road closure.
I believe this is the second time.
It is in our best interest for the safety because I darn sure want to vote no, but I don't think we have a choice because today's the deadline.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, and I appreciate that. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, we can close the street based on the safety concerns. So, if it was the will of this body, which we talked about it, so we'll see what the decision is, but if it were the will of this body to deny this communication, we would do what was right for the safety of this community to make sure that people weren't driving. I promise you. Commissioner Walker.
I'm going to make it short and sweet. I call for the question.
The question is
Call for the vote. We have a motion and a second on the floor, and I'm calling for the vote.
Okay. No more questions with that being said. Let's make this a roll call vote. We're kind of canceling additional questions here, so please cast your votes. The motion on the floor is to concur with the extension. All votes in. Clerk, can you please record?